Hello everyone, welcome back to EduBite. Do you know that the world's enormous coral reef is taller than the Empire State Building? The existence of aliens might be true, or the oldest material on Earth is 7 billion years old. Shocking, right? So today we are going to talk about fascinating scientific discoveries. So let's check them out. World's longest animal. Researchers from Schmidt Ocean Institute led a deep sea expedition and discovered the longest animal ever in a deep sea canyon in Australia. It is called the siphonophore. It is estimated to be a 47-meter long animal, similar to a 11-storied building. The discoveries were made using a ROV Sebastian, a remotely operated robotic vehicle that's capable of diving to depths of 4.5 kilometers. Though they appear to be a single animal, each siphonophore is in fact a colony of organisms that clone themselves thousands of times and join together to form long chains. All siphonophores are predatory carnivores. Siphonophores are known to feed on plankton like copepods and krill. However, some siphonophore species can also handle larger prey like fish. The enormous coral reef. A coral reef was discovered in Australia's Great Barrier Reef. It is said that the reef is taller than New York's Empire State Building. It is 1600 feet high and 5000 meters wide. The reef is located off the coast of North Queensland in the area around Cape York. 7 other detached reefs have been discovered in this region in the late 1800s. The massive underwater structure is the first newfound reef in 120 years. The newly discovered reef does not appear to have a lot of hard corals in its upper section, but has an incredible abundance of sponges, sea fans and soft corals, suggesting that the area is rich in nutrients carried by strong currents and upwellings of deep waters. Scientists estimated the reef to be 20 million years old at its deepest point. It comprises nearly 133,000 square miles, which include 3,000 coral reefs, 600 continental islands, and 150 mangrove islands. First room temperature superconductor. A team of physicists in New York have discovered a mystery material that seems to conduct electricity with perfect efficiency without any resistance up to 15 degrees Celsius. That's a new record for superconductivity, a phenomenon usually associated with very cold temperatures. When superconductivity was discovered in 1911, it was found only at temperatures close to absolute zero. But since then, researchers have steadily uncovered materials that superconduct at higher temperatures. But the new room temperature superconductor only works at a pressure equivalent to about 3/4 of that at the center of Earth. But if researchers can stabilize the material at ambient temperature and pressure, dreamed of applications of superconductivity could be within reach, like it could give rise to high-speed floating trains, superpowered computers, and very cheap electricity. Protein prediction by AI. An artificial intelligence network developed by Google AI offshoot called DeepMind has made great progress in solving one of the biology's grandest challenges, that is, determining a protein's 3D shape from its amino acid sequence. DeepMind's program, called the AlphaFold, outperformed around 100 other teams in a biennial protein structure prediction challenge called CASP, short for Critical Assessment of Structure Prediction. Proteins are complex molecules comprised of amino acid chains that can fold into different shapes. So predicting what the final 3D structure will look like can be a major scientific breakthrough, since scientists can more quickly develop drugs that, for example, block the action of crucial viral proteins. Oldest material on Earth. A meteorite that crashed into rural southeastern Australia in a fireball in 1969 contained the oldest material ever found on Earth. The oldest of 40 tiny dust grains trapped inside the meteorite fragments dated from about 7 billion years ago. Our sun is around 4.6 billion years old, meaning the stardust existed long before our sun or solar system were even a reality. The stardust found on this meteorite are called pre-solar grains because they formed before our sun. The findings shed light on a debate over whether or not new stars form at a steady rate, or whether there are highs or lows in the number of new stars over the time. The researchers also learned that pre-solar grains often float through space stuck together in large clusters like granola. Cryo-electron microscopy breakthrough. A game-changing technique for imaging molecules known as cryo-electron microscopy has produced its sharpest pictures yet, and for the first time discerned the individual atoms in a protein. Cryo-electron microscopy, also known as cryo-EM, has become very popular and successful in solving three-dimensional structures of macromolecular complexes. By achieving atomic resolution using cryogenic electron microscopy, researchers will be able to find and understand in unprecedented detail the workings of protein that cannot be easily examined by other imaging techniques such as X-ray crystallography. Closest ever images taken of the Sun. The Solar Orbiter mission run by NASA and European Space Agency unveiled the closest ever images taken of the Sun. The images were taken from 48 million kilometers from the Sun's surface. Solar Orbiter is fitted with 10 different instruments, including 6 telescopes that peer directly at the Sun and measure it across several different wavelengths, and 4 instruments that monitor the environment around the spacecraft. Lab-made meat. For as long as we can look back in history, people have been eating meat. We've always taken it for granted that meat comes from animals, but science has recently found a way to change this. That is cultured meat, which is produced in bioreactors without the slaughter of an animal and has been approved for sale by a regulatory authority for the first time. Scientists will use cow stem cells, that building blocks of muscles and other organs, to begin the process of creating the cultured meat. The cells are placed in petri dishes with amino acids and carbohydrates to help the muscle cells multiply and grow. Once the enough muscle fibers have grown, the result is meat that resembles ground beef. The chicken bites produced by US company Eat Just have passed a safety review by Singapore Food Agency, and approval could open the door to a future when all meat is produced without killing of livestock. Dozens of firms are developing cultivated chicken, beef and pork with a view to slashing the impact of industrial livestock production on the climate and natural crisis, as well as providing cleaner, drug-free and cruelty-free meat. Currently, about 130 million chickens are slaughtered every day for meat and 4 million pigs. Potential signs of life on Venus. Venus, the second world from the Sun, has long been considered Earth's twin. It's about the same size as our home planet with similar gravity and composition. Data from an old NASA mission to our sister planet Venus may contain overlooked evidence for the gas phosphine, a potential biosignature. This compound of phosphorus and hydrogen could be associated with life. As per the research, this gas has been detected on the clouds of Venus away from the surface of the planet, which may throw some light towards the existence of microorganisms producing in a conducive environment. Shortest unit of time measured. Scientists have measured the shortest unit of time ever, which is called a zeptosecond. It is a trillionth of a billionth of a second, or we can say a decimal point followed by 20 zeros and a 1. The zeptosecond was measured when scientists at Germany's Goethe University were recording the time taken by a photon to cross a hydrogen molecule. The time it takes a light particle to cross a hydrogen molecule is 247 zeptoseconds. The method used to measure in zeptoseconds involves what is known as the photoelectric effect. The scientific law explains how and why some metals give off electrons after light falls on their surfaces. Life hints on Mars. Using NASA's Curiosity rover, scientists have found evidence for long-lived lakes. They've also dug up organic compounds or life's chemical building blocks. The combination of liquid water and organic compounds called thiophenes compels scientists to keep searching Mars for signs of past or present life. Plastic-eating enzymes. A super enzyme that degrades plastic bottles 6 times faster than before has been created by scientists. A super enzyme derived from the bacteria that naturally evolved the ability to eat plastic enables the full recycling of bottles. Researchers first discovered this plastic-eating bacteria in 2016 at a bottle recycling facility in Japan. The organisms produce 2 enzymes that help them break down plastic within weeks. By this new innovation, we can start recycling the plastic that exists and reduce the pollution caused because of it. Thank you for watching the video. If you like the video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and tap the bell icon for all the updates. And also check out our blog by clicking on the link given below.